I was just trying to calculate in my head how long this workbench has been in this shop. I think I built this in 1999. I think that's when I built this, and it actually used to be longer. Whenever I built it in place on that side of the shop, and I want to say it went all the way to the end. So it was either 25 or 30 feet long. I can't remember. But when I started setting up this building as a machine shop, I moved it over here, and I realized that it was just taking up more space than I really needed it to. So I ended up cutting this side right here. I cut it to shorten it, and this is what we got left. So it's been in here, what, at least 26 years, maybe a little bit more than that. And it's finally leaving. It's going to a new shop now, a new shop space.
Yay.
We've got it cleaned off. Abby's done a wonderful job helping me. We got some video. Hopefully it turned out pretty good. We got some time lapse, and she did really good on unloading all the material that I've had stored right here. She put a bunch of it on the cart because we need to cycle through this, maybe separate a little bit of it, sell some of it for scrap. I'm going to keep most of it, but we just need to kind of go through it a little bit more.
There's some heavy stuff in there, I can tell you.
Most of this material that you see there, this is all stuff that I took from the original shop with Dad. And you can see there's lots of bronze, different pieces of bronze. There's some big pieces of bronze over there. And that's because we did a lot of work for the pumps, the electric motor shop. They did a lot of pumps. And so we were always making sealing rings of different sizes. And of course, bronze bushings for other pieces of equipment. So we'll go through all this and kind of separate it a little bit. But it's time to go ahead and get the old workbench out of here. We're ready to load it up. It was a lot of work. We got all the toolboxes down there. Well, not all of them. You can see right here, we've got this box is full of stuff that I'm keeping right here. This is a lot of my tooling, my good tooling that I'm keeping. The old toolbox, we talked about this one in one of the podcasts. This one I want to go through and maybe take out the things that I want to keep and then sell that. That's all shaper tooling there. So all this is going to go to the shop. This over here, what you see here, minus my big drill, I'm keeping this for fun's sake.
And not the stare-it posters.
Yeah.
We're keeping those.
Everything else, this is all going into the shop sale.
Yes.
Kemp Smith milling vise right here. I don't remember what this one is. Just tooling that I'm deciding to liquidate. There's two boxes full of reamers. One is hand reamers, one is machine reamers. It's got Morse taper. Those are all classic tool posts, lantern style tool posts. This is just a mixture of different tools. These handles are not going. These go to my Greenfield tap wrenches. I just had them in that box there, but that's full of stuff right there. This is all the tools out of that metal cabinet. Just slap full of Armstrong and Williams tooling and other types of tooling. So we're gonna kind of organize this stuff so that people can go through it and see what's there. But for now, we're just trying to make a little room so that we can get the workbench out. This metal cabinet, we're gonna move it too. So I wanted to keep this and continue using it for the shaper. Abby and I'd like to get it cleaned up, maybe put a fresh paint job on it, put a latch on it so that it'll actually stay shut because this old latch doesn't work anymore.
Yep.
But this will be used for the shaper tooling here and also to hold collets, hardened collets.
We were just saying that we think we're gonna paint it to match the shaper.
Yeah, I think we'll get the wire brush, clean it real good, and just put a paint job on it, make it look fresh again.
I think that'll be an Abby project.
Yeah. But it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I mean now that the whole thing is cleaned off. You see, so we should be able to kind of manhandle it maybe up on the trailer. But if we need to, we'll get it up on a pallet jack and see if we can, you know, help move it out of here. But
My arms are sore from pulling all the tools out of that cabinet yesterday, so.
yeah, this is day 3
Yeah.
of moving stuff out of here.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is get this moved, finish getting these 2 pallets moved down there.
Yep.
And we've got some other stuff that we've got to get. I got to do some video editing. Abby wants to do some other stuff. So we may finish out this week just getting this stuff reorganized and then regroup and start again. Because the next thing I want to do is get the flex arm table out of here. And then I got to go through those cabinets. There's a lot of stuff in those cabinets that I'm going to end up selling. But I need to go through them and separate everything.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Abby's
There's
excited.
a lot of stuff in that blue one specifically.
What we've kind of envisioned is trying to set up as many tables as we can. We've got some tables available. We've got things to make some tables, you know. Basically line the walls and have a row down the middle so that we can just kind of like lay everything out. We'll have bins. We're trying to keep everything that we can use as like a bin so we can separate all of the cutters, different size cutters, you know, just try to have everything kind of organized in a way that it makes it easier to go through whenever you're trying to sell that stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of work
Yes.
of work ahead of us, but we're real happy we're in the position that we are now. So,
And the shaper looks so pretty in the shop. I was
Yeah.
admiring her this morning even.
yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And I'm getting even more excited to get the Monarch in there now.
Me too, me
now
too.
that we've decided that's
Yeah.
what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We'll have the shaper and the Monarch next to each other, right next to the modern CNC stuff, and it's going to
Awesome.
look great.
Awesome.
Yep. Well, let's get this workbench moved.
All right, cool.
You want a mic on you to get some audio?
I don't know if they're going to want to hear my audio.
Yeah, no, there's usually a few cuss words involved in doing this kind of stuff.
Especially
We're gonna get back. All right. Well, we've been thinking about this for a while. This was one of the original signs that came from our old school shop whenever I was working with Dad. And this was a sign that I actually made.
Did you?
I welded it together, and then we had a local sign company put the text on here. These were from the original sign. This was the second sign. The first one, I don't even know what happened to the first one, honestly. I have no
Is that
memory.
the RC one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one got gone.
I wish we had it.
No, I made this one to hang down where the house is.
Yeah.
I had it in the front yard. I had it there. That's what this one was for. But anyway, it's been next to the home shop ever since we cleaned out back around 2012. So it's been about 14 years just sitting out there next to the home shop. And we're definitely going to keep it.
Yes.
I'm going to see if we can get it hung up in here somewhere. It'd be
Yes.
nice to get it hung up on the wall. We'll clean it off. It's a little nasty, but we'll clean it and we'll hang it up.
I love it.
I do too. I'm glad that we held on to it. It's great finally seeing the wooden workbench down here in the shop. I think it looks good. We've been excited for this, and I'm ready to start getting outfitted with my toolboxes there. So the top of the workbench is going to be lined with a bunch of my toolboxes, and it works really well because it's only on like the second half of the workbench. It still gives you area there that you can work and set things on. So that's what I'm going to start working on now. I've been kind of going through a bunch of my tools that I'm keeping. So like this is all stuff that I'm keeping here. My tooling, this is shaper tooling and some miscellaneous tools going through the boxes. There's a couple of my old boxes right there. And we have our risers right here. Gerstner tool chest right here. Those are going up. And one of my other Kennedy boxes, I went ahead and cleaned it out. I'm probably going to use this one. Some more of my other tools there. We got the, this is for the drills, and then another toolbox there full of tools. So my plan is to kind of go through some of these boxes and maybe condense a little bit. This box right here, this one belonged to a Mr. W.E. Jones. It's pretty old. I think I'm going to go through that one and kind of take out some of my personal tools that I put in there. And we may end up selling this guy right here and condensing that one down and using the other Kennedys as we need. So anyway, that's the plan. And I think what I'd like to do is take the risers there and the Gerstners, plus I have my new Starrett, and I think I'd like to line them up right there in front of the American flag. I think that'll look great. Real happy with the way the workbench is turning out. I pretty well got everything on there. All the tools that I've been bringing down here, and even some extra stuff that I already had here that was just waiting for a good place to store it. I've got that stuff over there now. But this is looking great. And obviously it's probably going to evolve a little bit as we start getting things situated the way we need. I may have to take one of these toolboxes off of here and move it somewhere else, but we'll just figure that out as we continue to evolve here. We'll do a little walk around, talk about a couple of things here, some stuff to note and point out. So if we pay attention to all the wooden chests here in the center, these three here are Gerstner tool chests. This is the Starrett Gerstner. This is the new one. All right. This is a shop made or a homemade toolbox by a man named Mr. Marlowe. He was a machinist, and he gave this to my dad a long time ago, back in the 70s, and my dad gave it to me. So this is the oldest tool chest that we have, I believe. This one being next, Gerstner. Beautiful, well-worn in Gerstner tool chest here. I cleaned this one out. I had a bunch. This box ended up being a lot of my flea market finds over the years, stuff that I would buy at the flea market, clean it up, and I'd put them in these drawers here. I pulled all that stuff out because I'd like to use this for my own personal tool storage now. Pulled all that stuff out, and it's going to be for sale in the big shop sale. So I believe this is the oldest. Next one up, and then this is the Gerstner here that was restored by Gerstner Sons up in Dayton. I believe this one dates to the 70s. And then obviously this is the newest one here that was just made a few months ago by Gerstner for Starrett. And of course I got a couple of Kennedys right here as well. This is one that I've already been using for quite a while. I've got indicators pretty much in this tool chest right here. I've got some of my older micrometers in here. All right. Different gauges. So this has always been a working box for me. And I remember buying this one right here. You can see, I don't know if this was the maker or if this was, I don't know, really know, Press Steel Works. Maybe they made that up in Rock Island. I bought this from a gentleman at the drag strip. Back then it was Emerald Coast Dragway out in Holt, Florida. And he had this for sale, and I think I gave him like 20 bucks for it. And anyway, I've always used that right there. This is another Kennedy I had in the shop, and I cleaned it out as well, mostly. I've still got some long drills in here, but I wanted to go ahead and utilize this one for some of my tool storage as well. I went ahead and put these 12-inch calipers in there, and I got these mics that I really like that I want to hold on to for the most part. The rest of it's empty though, so we'll continue to fill this out, maybe even move it if we need to. Because what we really want to do is try to save some of this space on this end. This is our drill indexes right here. This is what we have left of our green drill indexes and some of the supplies we use for shipping. And we kind of want to develop a little bit better area for shipping, like a ship station. And that's what we may do with this spot right here. We're talking about maybe doing that inside the office, reorganizing the office and putting a ship station in there. We're not really sure yet, but anyway, we're in the talks of maybe using this for a ship station. And we can certainly use the space that we have up here right now for that. But this may evolve right here And I want to leave this open if I can for incoming material and stuff like that. When we get our shipments back from anodizing, I'd like to have a place that I can put that stuff. Got some more of my Starrett tools right here, stuff that's been sitting in the floor in the way, so glad to finally have it on a workbench. A bunch of angle plates in there and some of the other accessories. I just put my vices there and these vices just to finally get them out of the way and out of the floor. Some of the stuff for my shaper is right here. And what I'd like to do down here, I'd like to use this spot right here for material. Just like we had it at the home shop, I had a bunch of material down there. We're going to go through it and kind of sort it a little bit, maybe reduce some of it, but I would like this to be my shorts, the drops in the shop. I'd like them to go right here, possibly some underneath there as well. So we're going to kind of reserve this one for some material. Now, another thing that I may end up doing is at some point, I may end up selling these guys because this is the small version of what I have right here. This is the larger Hewitt. This one is for drills, and this one down here is for taps. So I kind of have double going right now. So we may just thin this and, you know, end up putting all this in these chests right here. I'm not sure yet, but anyway, that's something that I'm thinking about. So we may end up getting rid of these at some point. Got my reduced shank drills and some of my user drill indexes right there. And then these are just parallels. These really don't kind of go, they don't really match anything, but I just set them there because this spot was open and I really don't have another place for those right now. But like I said, things are going to continue to evolve. More of my accessories here. A lot of this stuff was on the shelf behind the do-all mill. Just different V-blocks, step blocks, setup blocks, machinist jacks, and a set of parallels right there. And then some more of my Starrett tools. I like it though, it's looking really good. It finally has this side of the shop. The flag always looked great, but now it really kind of goes well together. Now we got some tools over there, some machinist boxes, some classic machinist tools. I'm just real happy with it. So we're still a long way from being completed. We have a lot of stuff to continue moving out of the shop and sorting through. So our job is far from being finished, but I'm real happy with this right here. This is something that we have been trying to plan and continue thinking about for months and months now, and just happy to finally see it happening. And it's going to help us out here with some tool storage. And on top of that, I think those Gerstners look beautiful against the American flag right there. So like I said, still plenty more to do, but right now I think I pretty well got everything done up to this point. So it's time to go back to the home shop and do some more sorting. I'm going to continue going through all of the different toolboxes that I have and storage bins and trying to separate things that I want to liquidate and sell, and find some of the stuff that I'm going to keep for us to use around here. Like, for example, I have a Crypto cabinet that is just slap full of milling cutters, you know, the cutters you use on a horizontal mill or for slitting saw operations. I have a lot of them, and there's multiples of most sizes. I think I'm going to go through those and all of the different thicknesses of those milling cutters. I'm just going to pick me out like one or two, maybe some different diameters, and just have me assortment of milling cutters and put in the toolbox somewhere. So, you know, whenever I might need one for a slitting saw operation, I've got a few cutters, but the rest of them will probably go ahead and sell those because I haven't really been using that stuff in a long time. And I enjoyed using them on the K&T mill, but I think it's just time to pass that stuff down to the next person that is going to enjoy owning and having that stuff for their milling machines and the tools that they've been acquiring. So we'll continue to kind of sort through and liquidate, or get ready to liquidate, a lot of the surplus tooling that I have. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I had fun putting all this together, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we got plenty more to do. So I hope you come back and continue the journey with us, okay? bye.